Roll the camera. Okay. Scene 1, take 1.
Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to RBC News. I'm Millie Townsend.
And I'm Georgia Teagle. Today on RBC News we'll have breaking news on a pod of pilot whales that have been stranded near Tasman National Park. We'll have an update on the Christchurch earthquake. Is the worst still to come? Finally, we'll have a story on the latest mad cow outbreak here in our nation's capital. But first up,
we have a stranding disaster. A large whale stranding occurred overnight on Kaiteriteri Beach, 13 kilometres north of Motueka. A pod of 14 pilot whales were found in an awful state by a group of Year 8 pupils from Riwaka School. The group of students were on a school trip which they immediately abandoned to try and save the whales. The Riwaka kids quickly set to work on keeping the whales damp with buckets of water and wet towels while calling for more help. Kaiteriteri locals arrived with more water containers to keep the whales alive until high tide. A Department of Conservation sea mammal expert saw the younger whales got separated from the pod and swam into the Kaiteriteri shallows. The other 12 whales then followed them and got stranded on the beach. Unfortunately, only 8 pilot whales survived and were able to swim back out to sea. Here's our on-the-spot reporter India McCarry-Girvin at Kaiteriteri Beach with more on the stranding.
Hello, I'm India Mackay-Girvin, and here we have one of the Riwaka School students, Sean Doughty. Hi Sean, and thanks for joining us. Sean, how are you feeling after your efforts?
Tired. It was hard work waiting such a long time for high tide.
How long did it take for high tide?
It took 6 grueling hours of running back and forth, wetting the towels and filling the buckets.
What encouraged you to help save the whales?
Because whales are such amazing creatures and there's not many left in the world, so every bit we can do helps.
What was the feeling when some of the whales swam out to sea?
It was awesome. I felt happy because most of the whales that survived were young whales and calves. I also felt sad for the whales that never made it off the beach.
Thanks, Sean. That's all for me now. So back to the studio for Georgia.
an interesting interview. Thanks, India. Second up, we have an update on the Christchurch National Emergency. The Christchurch earthquake has ruined lots of people's homes and they feel that they are lucky to be alive. The earthquake has cut the supply of clean water and blown apart most sewer systems. Because of the devastation, insurance companies estimate the bill for repairs to be around $4 billion. Authorities have recommended that drinking water be boiled and that people should try and conserve water in case further earthquakes occur. The large earthquake has left many people homeless or living in damaged accommodation. Although the greatest toll appears not to be the physical damage, but the emotional turmoil suffered by the Greater Canterbury region may continue for more years to come. Now over to our reporter Molly Gray in Christchurch.
Thanks, Georgia. Hi, I'm Molly Gray and joining me now is Flora Valte. Flora, could you give the viewers at home an idea what it's like down here in Christchurch?
Lots of beautiful old buildings have collapsed and the streets are all covered in rubble and debris.
Have any of your friends or family been affected by the destruction in the city?
No one that I know of has been hurt, but the house I am living in with my husband and children has been crushed by a giant beech tree from my next door neighbour's garden, so I am now living in a house with my mother.
How have you been coping with the many aftershocks, both large and small?
It's been okay, but they can be quite strong and they still do quite a bit of damage. They've been going on and off during night and day, and it's just such a frightening experience.
Thank you, Flora, for being with us tonight. That's all we have time for right now, so back to the studio with you, Millie.
Thanks, Molly. And now for something completely different. Yesterday, a cow from a Hutt farm has tested positive for bovine spongiform encephalopathy, or BSE, more commonly known as mad cow disease. Mad cow disease is an incurable fatal brain disease that affects cattle and possibly other livestock such as goats and sheep. At around 7 a.m, a local farmer noticed the cow was unable to walk or stand. He later called the SPCA for an inspection of the beast. The cow was later diagnosed with the disease and the farmer's herd was quickly isolated. Unfortunately, Another 2 suspected cases have been reported. Let's cross to our on-the-spot reporter who has more on this situation. Over to you, Hannah.
Thanks, Millie. I'm Hannah Kelly, and joining me now is Ministry of Agriculture scientist Dr. Tyler Goodall. Okay, so I know it's called mad cow disease. Why?
It's called mad cow disease because it affects the cow's nervous system, causing a cow to act strangely and lose the ability to do normal things such as walking or eating.
So obviously it affects cows, but can BSE affect humans?
BSE in humans is known as Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease, or CJD for short. Humans can be affected by eating contaminated meat that has been exposed to the cow's central nervous system.
If it gets to the point where it starts affecting humans, what would the symptoms be?
Well, some of the symptoms are depression, insomnia, and anxiety. The person may look withdrawn and seem to be in a confused state of mind. He or she may experience very painful muscle spasms. After a while, they may lose muscle control and coordination and may also face problems involving vision and memories.
Thanks for your time, Dr. Goodall. Now over to you, Aidan, with the weather update.
Thanks, Hannah. Kia ora. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather across our beautiful country. Starting in the north, Kaitaia has rain with a high of just 4 degrees. Auckland, heavy rain and thunderstorms. In Hamilton, the sun battles the rain all day. Napier and Hastings, a cold morning means rain and a high of just 10 degrees. Wellington has a strong day with strong northerlies. Across the Cook Strait, Motueka has today's high of 31 degrees. Kaikoura, rain in the morning with a fine afternoon. There will be low cloud and scattered showers over the South Island's west coast. Not a great day for tramping. Christchurch has a great morning with the wind picking up in the late afternoon. Timaru and Oamaru can expect moderate winds and light rain. Dunedin has torrential rain throughout the day, but this should clear in time for a great sunset. In Invercargill, batten down the hatches as gale force winds and hailstorms are expected. That's all from me now. Good night, New Zealand, and catch you tomorrow.
Thanks, Aidan. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
From the whole team at RBC News,
E noho rā.
e noho rā.
Ladies and gentlemen, roll the camera. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are featuring an interview with a very peculiar-looking gentleman.
Scene 1, take 1.